It is alive. That is that first Tilly from Kart 1 that I had the push rod come out from under the rocker. I went ahead and replaced the front cover gasket via Gopowersports, and went ahead and put the stage 1 kit on the bench, and little start me up pull start here, and I'm pretty impressed. I like it. I think it's perfect, and it's about what exactly the cart needed to make it fun back there on the property on the new track. So something else I wanted to show you. That's the factory Coleman seat. Those are about $152 on the Chinese go-kart website, or even I think BMI Kart sell it. And basically, it's just a square frame bolted to a tubular frame. Looks like they use the hog nose rings. You got a little bit of padding here. Looks, pretty thick. But those new, if you break this, which I did on Kart 2, and had to zip tie it, that frame piece is just flopping around. So $152 is what you'll spend on a replacement seat. Or you can spend $39 on a Summit racing seat. And let me show you here. The Summit racing seat, it's got 6-hole flange there at the bottom. I chose grade 8 hardware, and once I get the pattern tested and I know that it's the right bolt pattern, these are 3/8 24 by 3/4 grade 8 bolts and locking washers. If you use anything longer than that, you're probably going to have a baggy seat, because you don't get much in here. And that pan on that Coleman isn't very thick. So that's about what you need. 3/4, 3/8 24, grade 8 crush washer, zinc plated. So with the single seat, I'll tell you, it does sit a lot lower than the Coleman seat, and your knees are a little bit more bent. I, in the future, may add some brackets to heighten it, but right now it keeps your head down, way below the bars. And something that I'm seeing right off the bat is it's not lining up perfectly center with the steering wheel. Even though it's a 50-50 bench, there is about a 60-40 split on a wiring tunnel that your throttle, brake, and your kill switch cable run through. So originally what I thought I was going to do was take that, unbolt it, move it essentially here, use these holes for this side of the rail as guides, and then re-drill the holes and move this channel for the wiring over. So instead, what I'm going to do is, because once I have the seat all the way back, I only really need a little bit of space here. So I think what I'm going to do instead is, I'm going to save myself a lot of pulling apart, and I'm just going to chop this channel. I'm going to grind this piece off here, cut it off, take these bolts and just re-drill them here. That way the end is nice and secure. And then I'll have the room I need to push this over and get it centered. Otherwise, another idea I had was to take this bolt out and use it as my first bolt in that series of flange. But what I want to try to do is avoid getting anything from keeping this from sitting flush perfectly. So I really like the seats. They're super light. I think I can use the factory harnesses with them. And what it also does is I only need one harness now. So I have an extra harness, two. I'll have two eventually once I do both carts. And I can use those harnesses on another project one day. But love the engine. I did lose my blue vent tube and little vent filter. I have to order another one of those. I didn't put any gasket maker on it. On the Hyson, there was that big throttle plate and the thing where the air intake housing mounted, and that was kind of holding that little filter there. But that grommet I showed you in a previous video, that 3/8 grommet, it does fit in the Tillotson hole very nicely, real nice and snug. So there's that, and there's the new seat. Went from a two-seater to a single-seater, and it looks pretty aligned now. But if you get on it, you can tell that the seat is just slightly that way, and maybe you can see it there. But cutting that channel there for the throttle cable, the brake cable, just cutting it back a little bit, that's going to save me from having to take all that up and moving it. And then I'm probably going to use this lower mount on this side for the bottom belt. That would have been your left side passenger, left shoulder restraint. It'll become the right shoulder or the right lap belt now, and then possibly the left shoulder belt might become the right shoulder belt now. But the seats are nice. They talk about them being rough, and they're sharp edges, and they're $39. $39, $152. $39 go-kart race car seat, $152 baby bench seat, love snuggle frame with some padding on it. So then another thing it's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to paint this cart. So what I'm thinking about doing is I don't want to have to get into the swing arm and all that stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is like everything, pretty much the top side I'm going to do in like a popsicle orange, repaint the cowl popsicle orange, do the rims a popsicle orange, and the rest will just be black. And then I'll do kind of like a little fade in with some netting and kind of make it look cool. Kart 2, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking about doing actually a yellow primer and black kind of deal, rally car looking kind of paint job on it. But yeah, so I'm going to turn these into Coleman KT 212 Coyote carts. And if you got one, then you're ready to accept the challenge, and go ahead and turn your Coleman into a Coyote cart, because man, it's super fun to drive now. It's basically a poor man's razor to me. I've got lights for it. I'm about to get some side mirrors. I'm trying to get some of those, some side mirrors to mount to it, and that way if you're on the track and you can see somebody behind you. So but yeah, I hope you liked the video. I'm liking these seats. Like I said, if you choose to go with them, it's going to be a 3/8 24 thread pitch. That's 3/4 inch long with some locking. And basically, you're just going to have to, figure that bolt pattern out and drill it out on the pan of your cart there and bolt them on. So, hope you liked the video. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and wait for the next one.